Okay, what's going on, guys, and welcome to a brand new episode of Energized. Today we have a very special guest on the show.
We have the undefeated, undeniable UFC sensation, Sugar, Sean O'Malley. Sean, how are you doing?
Doing good, guys. Thanks for having me on.
No problem
Quick
at all.
for you, Sean. Who was better, me or Bruce Buffer?
I don't know. You give him a run for his money. That was pretty good.
Brilliant. I'm actually delighted. Like, best compliment of the day.
Sean, how are you getting on at the moment during quarantine?
Say that again.
How are you getting on at the moment during lockdown?
Yeah, everything been pretty pretty similar lifestyle. Not much has changed other than the group of people we train with is limited to about 6 right now. But other than that, we're training. Not much has changed really.
Yeah. What are you getting mainly in? Are you just doing road work?
No, I'm doing pretty much everything I would be doing, whether this was happening or not. Doing a lot of jiu-jitsu Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then strength and conditioning Tuesday, Thursday. So still pretty much training full.
And Sean, you were
full-time.
fresh off. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. What?
Sorry, Sean. I was saying you're fresh off your win against Jose on March 7th. You're one of the last UFC fights to happen before lockdown. How soon are you ready to go again?
Yeah, it was nice being able to get a fight right before everything got locked down, before fights kind of got canceled here and there. But I don't know. I know they have the cards May 9th, 13th, and 16th, but that's in Florida, and I really don't want to go to all the way to Florida to fight. So I don't know. I think they said they're gonna try to have a card June 6th at the Apex in Vegas. That's an option. Depending on when Fight Island's ready, that's an option.
Yeah, Sean, you were shot literally into superstardom here in the UFC. You became overnight Snoop Dogg's favorite fighter. First of all, how did the Dana White Contender Series come about? How did that option come to you?
How did it what?
How did it come up?
Yeah, okay, so the fight right before that, I fought LFA, and I remember Dana was supposed to be at that fight in LFA, which was here in Phoenix, and I was like, if I get a sweet knockout, I'll probably get signed to the UFC. I think I was 6-0, 5-0, something like that, because I knew if I get a sick knockout, it's going to be viral, and I did. I went out and got a viral knockout. He ended up not being there, but I don't remember how it came about. I ended up getting offered to fight Alfred on the Contender Series, and I was like, okay, that's perfect. He's gonna be there for sure. I just need to get another sweet knockout, and it's crazy to me how it all played out so perfectly.
Yeah, but what was like your social media following online before that and after? Because Snoop Dogg it turned into a meme, like saying like Sugar Sean O'Malley. It was like,
yeah,
what happened?
It definitely blew up quite a. I'm trying to think. I didn't have much of a following before the Contender Series. I think a couple 2,000 followers on Instagram. And then after that fight, I think I went up to like 15,000 or something like that. And then it stayed consistently growing like until my debut. Then once my debut came, I jumped up quite a bit. And then after I broke my foot against Andre, that's kind of when it really blew up even more.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Yeah, by the way, like obviously you have Irish connections as well. Where, like, how are you? What part of you is Irish? And what? Like,
I know. I don't know for sure. I remember I was gonna do one of those 23andMe or one of those tests, and I sent it in, and they emailed me back, said that the test got damaged, to order another online and send it, and I was like, fuck. So I ended up never doing that. But I don't know, and I need to figure it out because I would love to know, more about the history of where I came from and everything.
Yeah, you're gonna have to let us know. But
I definitely need to figure that out.
Yeah, obviously you were on a layoff there for 2 years, like literally just nearly to the exact day, and then you came back.
Yeah.
And everyone was dying to see, and you came out with a win again. Like, how did it feel to come back after 2 years and just like put on the Sugar Show, literally?
Yeah, it was, it was interesting wanting to see how I was going to perform. Was I going to look better? Was I going to look worse? Am I a hype train? Is it real? But in my head, like I already know I'm going to go out there and perform. That's what I do. I go out there and perform. It didn't cross my mind for a split second. Am I still the same? Am I going to go out there and perform better? That wasn't a question in my mind at all. I knew I was going to go out there and perform, and I knew I was going to go out there and finish it in spectacular fashion. That was the healthiest fight camp I've had in a long time. I was the strongest I've ever been. So everything just worked out perfectly.
Yeah, and how are you getting on training with Tim as well? Is he putting you through your paces?
Yeah, Tim and I do. We do a lot of. Right now, we're really just doing competition grappling Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We'll do drilling at the beginning of that class, and then we'll just competition grapple. Start from our feet and do 7-minute rounds, 8-minute rounds, or 10-minute rounds, depending on who's there, whether we're doing gi or no gi. And then we'll hit mitts after for 10, 15 minutes. Just a couple the most, but yeah, we're still getting really quality training in right now.
That's cool.
Sean, I must say, anytime you fight, you're always the people's main event. You really are. You're is the one that everyone makes sure they tune in to see, whether you're fighting lower down on the card or you're fighting on the main card. People love to see it. And do you really feel like you had the UFC backing? Because, you know what I mean? They tried to put you on the UFC 229 Khabib versus Conor card. They tried to put you on the John Jones, Thiago Santos card. They really see the superstar qualities in you. Do you feel that?
Yeah, I think, UFC is obviously really, really good. And they have high-level people working for them. And they have people that can see potential stars. And they obviously see that in me. I remember on the interviews before I fought on the Contender Series, I said, I'm going to be a superstar in the UFC. I have that thing. I have that it thing. I have that thing. People want to watch me fight. And, if someone's telling the UFC that, they're going to be like, okay, well, let's see what they got. And then I go out there and perform the way I do. They know. They see numbers when they see me. They know I'm going to be that big superstar. I just have to go out there and keep performing, which means I just have to stay consistent with my training. But yeah, I think the UFC is definitely, they're a business. They want to make the biggest fights. To do that, it's building superstars. So, but yeah, they're going to try to build me just like they build Conor, Ronda, the biggest superstars. And I'm going to be one of those here in the next couple of years. Just got to keep winning fights.
That's a great mindset to have. Like a lot of people ask us who are like the upcoming UFC fighters. Like there's a few Irish guys coming through, and obviously yourself. The way you actually perform in the octagon is a lot like Conor as well. Like, loads of people tell you that.
Yeah, I kind of always had that. I definitely learned from watching Conor certain things. I've gotten a lot of shit for saying that, but I think I have more. I definitely have more tools in the octagon than Conor when it comes to striking. He's really, really, really good at specific areas. Mostly southpaw, has that left hand, his teeth. I can stand both stances and do pretty much anything from both stances, and I do that during my fights. I'm super, which I think is fun to watch. But I got Conor's kind of that confidence he has. I've always felt that inside myself, that confidence. But for him to go out there and say, hey, I'm going to knock this dude out in this round, I definitely learned a lot from Conor in that aspect.
And Sean, that 135-pound division is absolutely stacked. How do you feel like you rack up against the top guys? Now you have Cody Garbrandt, Jose Aldo, Asuncio, Peter Yan, Sterling, Moraes, and then obviously the champ Henry Cejudo and Dominic Cruz. How do you feel like you stack up against all of them?
Yeah, the 35 division is the best in the world, right? Or the best division in the UFC right now, I think. I feel like I'm definitely the tallest guy in that division, the longest reach. I feel like I belong right up there with all those guys' names. I just haven't beat any of those guys' names, so it's kind of hard to put me in that category. But also, I'm not going to try to go fight those guys in the next fight. If I'm going to get paid the same amount of money to go fight someone who's, higher ranked, who's not as good, or I go fight one of the best guys in the world, I'm going to pick the guy that's not as good. I'm going to go make that money. I'm going to try to build a long career with a lot of sweet finishes and highlights. So once I start fighting the best guys in the world, once I'm champ, I'm fighting the next guy in line, the next guy in line, the next guy in line. So I'm going to take, while I still can fight the guys that aren't the best in the world, I'm going to take those fights.
Is that because of like what contract you're on now, or how many fights you have left in your current contract?
I'm gonna renegotiate my contract. Every fight I've been able to renegotiate my contract, so this one should be no different. Once the UFC approaches me and says, "Hey, we got to fight," then I'll probably sit down with Sean Shelby and renegotiate my contract. But yeah, I don't know. It depends. It depends what if they say, "Hey, we'll pay you this much to fight this guy," or "We're gonna pay you this much to fight." You know, it depends.
Yeah.
Sat down and talked with them yet, so I really don't know what they're gonna offer me. So we'll just have to wait and see.
In fairness, that's what they did with Conor McGregor. Every time he fought, it was a new contract for each fight.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to make it rain for Sugar Sean.
Also, like, because you're so young, and you're obviously going to grow more, and then like you must have one eye looking at the featherweight title as well.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting a little. You know, I'm filling out. I'm walking around at 156, 157. You know, I'm getting up to 158 sometimes, but I definitely want to stay a bantamweight for the next couple of years. But nowadays that champ thing's so real, and it's gonna be, you know, when I'm 30 years old, there's gonna be no reason I don't go up to 145 if I'm walking around at 160, 163. You know, so it's definitely gonna be, you know, that 45 is definitely going to be an option, but not anytime soon, not right now.
Yeah.
And what did you think of Dominic Cruz getting the UFC title shot after his long layoff?
Yeah, that fight's been actually kind of growing on me. At first, I'm like, God, I don't really care to see that fight too much, just because Henry Cejudo's so cringy. I feel like Conor did such a good job building it, making the UFC such a cool thing, and then Henry comes, and now he's an Olympic gold medalist, he's a two-time champ, and he's just, I don't know, it's just something about it, just kind of the cringe. It's bad. But, you know, that fight definitely grew on me. At first, I wasn't too excited, but now I'm super curious to see how it plays out. You know, Henry, I think Henry can get the job done. I think he's going to, you know, try to get inside. And he throws pretty decent combos, boxing. And we'll see if he can catch Cruz slipping in on the outside. But Cruz is so good at what he does. The question is, how is he still that good?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that fight's grown on me. I haven't really picked yet. I haven't decided who I think is going to win that. I got to think a little bit more about it. But I am interested in watching that fight now.
Yeah. Are you excited?
I think go on, Barry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think with Henry Cejudo, that cringe is an act. And I actually think it actually gets people to underestimate him and get him to think he's a bit of a weirdo. But then when he gets in there, he's one of the most ferocious competitors that you'll ever find.
Yeah, for sure. I think the fighters are, when you're a fighter and you're a high level fighter, you can see who's a high level guy, who's a good fighter. And I guarantee Dominic Cruz is going in thinking this dude's one of the best fighters in the world. He's got to. His resume, his skill set's really high. So, you know, he's definitely gonna be. Cruz is gonna. I don't think he's underestimating him, but I do think. I wouldn't be surprised if Cejudo wins.
Yeah. Have you been in touch with Dana over Fight Island? Like, I'm sure you're chomping at the bit now. Knowing next week the fights are back, you must be like, oh, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I haven't talked to Dana. I'm sure he's so fucking busy that he's just got so much going on from the moment he wakes up to the moment he goes to bed. I'm sure he's so busy. So
yeah.
I haven't reached out to him or talked to him at all. But I'm sure we'll talk soon, especially if they're getting fights booked and going. Like I said, those next 3 are all in Florida, so definitely don't want to make the drive to Florida from Arizona. It'd be super fun. I don't want to fly right now with all these sick motherfuckers. So I'll probably just wait and see where we go from there.
Yeah.
Who's in the lab at the moment? Is Benson Henderson still there?
Yeah, Benson's at the lab. I haven't trained at the lab since my fight just because of the whole quarantine thing. But yeah, Benson's there. We got Kyler Phillips, who's a fucking stud in the bantamweight division, who just got a bonus out in his last fight. Mario Batista, who's in the bantamweight division, just got a bonus his last fight. We've been training together for 5-6 years, all as amateurs turned pro together. So those guys, we have Casey Kenny, who's also in the bantamweight division. There's just so many studs at the lab. It's ridiculous.
Sean,
it is one of the best gyms in the country.
Sean, when you mentioned earlier, like, you knew that this was all going to happen. Like, did you know it was going to, like, could you foresee it becoming this big? Because like you've literally, I haven't seen someone shoot this fast, bar Conor McGregor. Like, can you believe it when you go home at night? When you're just chilling now, Are you like, whoa, this is where I wanted to be?
Yeah, but I mean, before there was a Conor McGregor, before that kind of blew up, I pictured myself eventually being that kind of in that position. So, everything I've kind of this is all playing out how it's supposed to, how I've kind of pictured this, since I started fighting. So I think it's just going the right way. I feel like I'm gonna be a worldwide superstar. I feel like I kind of already am. As when I stream on Twitch, I get people from all over the world come in and say, "What's up?" Greetings from Germany, everywhere that you could think of. People come in and say, "What's up?" So I'm already feel like I'm kind of like a worldwide superstar. I just got to keep building that base. My fan base right now is so, I don't know. I feel like every kind of celebrity or whatever will say that their fan base is the best, but I don't know. It's so sweet. Like without the fans, obviously I wouldn't be in the position I'm in. So, it is cool having people like that, be fans.
Yeah. Will you ever actually be like feel like you're accomplished? Because like obviously now if or when I fully presume you'll win the bantamweight title, then you want to get the featherweight title. Will you ever like, is enough ever enough?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. That is the question. Is enough ever enough? I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just I'm doing good at being just grateful for what I have right now. Mixing that in with wanting more, but also being like, damn, I got a pretty good fucking life right now. I don't need anything else. I don't need anything else to make me happy.
Yeah.
And if I feel like I do, that's when I start getting anxious. That's when I'll feel like I need to do something. So mixing that wanting more in with being grateful for what I have right now. And if I could never fight again, that'd be okay. I have to be okay with that. So just learning a lot of that kind of stuff and a lot of the mental aspects that it's good.
Yeah, because you seem to take it on your stride, and then like it literally is when you're going to the events. I remember you didn't have an open workout; you had your own. I remember that was on embedded. That was so cool.
Yeah.
But like just the way your style in and out of the octagon is just like you're almost setting a path for future fighters as well to be like, I want to be more like this. I want to take like stuff from Conor, stuff from Ronda, stuff from yourself. It's you're definitely setting a trend.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Yeah. I feel like young fighters. I do think about that. I want I eventually want younger fighters kind of look up to the path that I had and do a lot of, because I preach the meditation, I preach the eating healthy and the sleep and the recovery, the hot, the cold, the stretching, all that stuff. I want younger fighters. I want them to be able to look up to me someday.
And then chase you. Have you looked beyond your career as well? Because like I know we keep referencing Conor, but like he's gone into the whiskey business. Like, is there stuff that you'd like to get into? You're obviously big into gaming. Like your T-shirt was like the #1 sold T-shirt in the UFC as well. I forget what color that was. What What else?
The
are you looking
Rasta
at?
color one.
Yeah. What else are you looking to do beyond this? Because I don't know.
Oh, sorry, my mom told me. Yeah. What I'm trying to do beyond fighting, there's obviously I'm into gaming. Tim and I have the podcast, the Timbo Sugar Show. That's actually been doing really, really well right now. Continuing to come out with vlogs. I know the more content we put out, the more views we get. And eventually, once we get a certain amount of views, we're gonna have bigger sponsors coming towards us and paying for. They're getting millions of views because of our stuff. So, I know all that's gonna end up coming, big sponsorships. But right now, the most important thing is winning my next fight. And how am I going to win my next fight? By staying consistent in the gym. I don't think you can go left this way, but so I'm just, the most important thing is just staying consistent in the gym.
Yeah,
I will say, Sean, I think a lot of fighters, and I think even like Tyron Woodley is a prime one. Like he's prepared to put his fingers in other pies, and he's not out of the game yet. And at the end of the day, you're first famous for fighting, and I mean, if you took your eye off the prize and God forbid you lost 2 or 3 fights in a row, people tend to care less about you then, as opposed to, I mean, you have your eyes on the prize, but like, again, you have like unbelievable potential revenue streams, with your gaming, like your Instagram page alone, your vlogs, what I mean? Like you seem to have your head very screwed on.
Yeah. And that's the social media, just making money on Instagram is huge. Like when I was out for those 2 years, I probably made 6 figures in just from social media. And that's been a big thing, just building that. I remember when I first started doing like social media, when I first kind of was fighting, I'd post a video of me smoking weed or something. A bunch of the adults, because I was probably 21, a bunch of the adults, even my dad the most, where they were all like, the UFC is not going to want to sign you. They're not going to want someone like this. They're not going to want that. They're not going to promote you. Sponsors aren't going to want you. They're not going to like this. Just a lot of that stuff. And I was always kind of like, if they don't like it, then, that's tough luck, whatever. But it was just funny because that's who pays me now, is like just for my Instagram, me being me and doing stuff that I like to do. So it's funny looking back on that.
That's brilliant, man. Like that, honestly, like you're sticking to your guns. You're like, right, this is me. It's sort of like Nick Diaz. They're just doing their thing, and then people like the story more because it's more original. It's not just yes or no answers. But like you're also
For
like
sure.
you obviously perfectly came on the wave when like the viral videos, etc. Like that was just right moment, right time, man. Like Jesus.
And Snoop Dogg posted about me.
Snoop Dogg.
Everything.
What, like Snoop Dogg? Like
He
can't get bigger than that.
I haven't talked to him in a long time, and I posted a video with my fro listening to one of his songs, and he messaged me, "Miss you, fool." So I haven't talked to him since that day, but yeah, that was cool. I lucked out this social media thing and everything blowing up right as I'm coming up in the game. So yeah, I'm thankful for that too.
Yeah, for your first title fight, you have to have Snoop Dogg walk you in, like.
I know. Yeah, I'm sure we'll work something out. Be able to do that. That'd be sweet.
And Sean, obviously your rise to fame is absolutely incredible. Who's the coolest person who's asked you for a photo?
Coolest person that's asked me for a photo.
Bar Tim.
I don't know. No, I don't know. I'm not sure. The coolest person that I was able to like kind of meet and hang out with was probably Joe Rogan. Being on the Joe Rogan podcast, that was pretty fucking cool. It's weird how nerve-wracking that is. Like, fuck, I'm gonna go. It's probably gonna be 3 hours, Joe Rogan, and it's like that was pretty cool though. I like that. That was fun, but I don't know about the picture.
Did you smoke beforehand?
What's that?
Did you smoke beforehand?
No. Beforehand, I did some caffeine. No, we just did some caffeine beforehand, and then about midway we smoked and got way fucking high, and yeah.
Yeah. What was it actually like going there? Because like he's almost like the modern day main present, like the best. It's like the number one TV show, quote unquote TV show in the world, man. Like that's unbelievable.
Yeah, it was like I said, it was fucking. I was nervous. I was like, God damn. I know these podcasts are long. I listened to a lot of them.
Yeah.
He's a super smart motherfucker. Like, where's the conversation gonna go? I just try not to overthink. Just go in and flow and talk and just kind of do what we did. But
yeah,
it ended up being perfect.
Yeah. What was your favorite ever episode of Joe Rogan's? Fire your own.
Favorite episode? I don't know. I really enjoy all of the Duncan Trussell ones. Duncan Trussell's fun to listen to. He's just a fucking goofball, but he's so smart. Yeah. And then Brian Callen, I like when he goes off. And he's a smart motherfucker too, and he's funny. It really got my sleep dialed into another level. Before that, I did not realize how important sleep was. So I've learned so much from those Joe Rogan podcasts. We're so lucky to be able to click play on the internet and listen to 3 hours of whoever he has on.
Yeah, it's amazing. We actually have we heard that you were meant to go on Brendan Schaub's show. Yeah. He said he's going to be coming on this soon, so we'll make sure to mention we had you on beforehand.
Yeah, I was supposed to drive out there to LA, but then all this stuff kind of went down and ended up not.
Were you doing a food truck diary?
I think that's what we were going to do. Yeah, I haven't done it yet.
No, that's brilliant. He's absolutely killing the game. John, I have to ask at this stage, you've been in the car for the entire podcast. Where are you going and who are you with?
I went to Best Buy. I was going to go get a fucking controller for my Xbox because I've been playing so much. The joystick's getting drift stick. So I was going to go buy a new controller, and then we rolled up and they said that we can't go inside. And then we decided to go to we just got some teas. So we're cruising home now.
Yeah, she's getting
Is that your girl?
Yeah, this is Danny.
Hi, Danny.
Hi, Danny.
She's been listening to the whole pod.
What's Danny's opinion of the Sugar Show's performances these days?
Oh, she loves it. She's never nervous. She always knows. She knows how hard I train. She knows how hard I work. And then when I'm in fight camp, like, she makes all my meals. In the last probably 3 weeks of that fight camp, 2-3 weeks, I got a massage table at the house. She was giving me massages every night. I would just pass out, and she'd wake me up, and I'd go lay down. And my deep sleep, my REMs, my sleep all around was just, it was insane. Like, I can't get that sleep in the last, since my fight. I track my sleep with an Oura ring. I haven't been able to get that sleep that good since that. But those massages at night, and just eating perfect. She plays a huge role in my training camps. It takes me to another level. That's
brilliant. Sean, like, obviously we don't want to take up too much of your day because we're very appreciative of the time. But man, just keep up the great work. You know what I mean? It's brilliant watching it. And just keep going, man. Just keep going. Just keep doing it.
Brother, I will.
Yeah.
I can only add to that sentiment, and it's great to see how deep and thoughtful and spiritual you are with all your training as well. It's almost like an extra layer to the Sugar Sean show. But guys, if you did enjoy this episode, which I'm sure everyone did, everyone loves Sugar Sean, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and as always,
stay energized.
Stay energized.